Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Workplace Scientific's YouTube channel. I'm Dave Lombardi, your host for this video. And in today's video, I want to talk about workplace noise. Not only is it one of our main services we offer at Workplace Scientifics, it's also a large concern in the industrial setting because one of the massive problems, if you haven't already come to realize, is that the associated health effects, the adverse issues around workplace noise, they're not usually felt just like that. Don't get me wrong, there might be some instances with a very, very, very loud noise, and you might get, something as quick as that in terms of an issue. But generally speaking, vast majority of the times, the actual issues associated with workplace noise and its exposure are actually a progressive concern. They happen over time. And please bear in mind that time might be 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So really, workplace noise is a thing we should really be concerned about, because ultimately, if you think about when people are at work, and it might be yourself as well, when people are at work, they want to enjoy what they do, but as well as, of course, making the money, enjoying the work, enjoying the life, we've all got that same aim of going to retirement and of being, of course, healthy, in a safe condition, etc. And imagine now if you get to retirement and you can't actually hear properly. You go out to the pub with your mates and you still can't hear the conversation very well. What does that really mean to us? What it really means is everyone talks about it as a loss of hearing, but actually it's a loss of communication. And in that loss of communication, not only are you struggling to hear what people are saying properly, because you can't hear what they're saying properly, you're not able to actually respond in the correct manner as well. And it can be, of course, a bit of a, for want of a better word to explain it, a lonely situation because you're struggling to have that conversation you normally had. So workplace noise, as well as its assessment, are absolutely critical in terms of a general health and safety management system and approach. And it should always be at the forefront of our concern, be it from a health and safety perspective, but also just a general well-being perspective as well. As I say, how people communicate, how people go about their work. Let's also think about this. I know we keep talking about it as workplace noise, but let's think about what it actually means to the person. Think of yourselves. What is it you actually enjoy doing yourselves? It might be enjoying music. It might be watching favorite program on TV, whatever it might be. Without the ability to fully hear properly, ultimately that's lost. So it's not just detrimental in terms of your ability in a workplace. It actually has the impact in your social life, in your personal life as well. Now, I'm not going to go into massive detail, ladies and gents, here, but two of the main issues around excessive noise exposure, one being noise-induced hearing loss, which is ultimately your reduction in ability to hear certain frequencies. That, again, links to what I've just sort of mentioned, what I've just talked about in terms of your ability to hear and communicate. But there's something else as well, and you may have come across this term beforehand, and that term is tinnitus. Now, if you've not come across tinnitus before, it's ultimately a ringing in the ears, and it's usually categorized because people that are suffering from it are the only people that can actually hear it, and because it's ultimately generated inside your ear. So what does that mean? Well, ultimately what that means is not only when you're exposed to excessive noise in the workplace, does it cause that noise-induced hearing loss, that reduction in your ability to hear properly? What it actually does is damage the hair cells inside the cochlea, inside your inner ear. And in doing so, what it actually does is create a false signal. And that false signal is received by the brain, and your brain doesn't know the difference. It receives an electrical signal. Because of where it's placed in the cochlea, we tend to hear a sound. Again, it's not an external sound, it's a sound generated in the ear. And the problems with that, again, some of you might already suffer with this and might know what I'm talking about. The issues come not generally during the day, but in an evening when it's really quiet, where you're trying to sleep. You're trying to enjoy that quality of life. So, ladies and gents, that's just a very short video around workplace noise. And again, I cannot stress enough the importance of having a survey done, the importance of understanding what that foreseeable risk is to the employees, how it might impact them both internally and externally in terms of the work environment and home life. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our details are below in the comment section. If you want to know more, again, please do reach out in the comments as well. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed this video.